New this morning, we're hearing from the company at the center of the Ohio bribery scandal. First Energy allegedly put $60 million into a nonprofit run by House Speaker Larry Householder. Householder and 4 others were arrested this week. CEO Chuck Jones says he is not stepping down. He admits the company spent a lot of money, but claims it acted ethically.
We do make prudent decisions to spend corporate funds on issues that we believe are important to our customers and shareholders.
Jones also says he's never made a payment directly to a lobbyist in his life. He also adds once the facts are revealed, they'll show a different story. Well, the scandal rocked the State House in Columbus this week, and this morning, Ryan Stubenrauch, a Republican strategist, joins me live via Zoom to talk all about it. Good morning, Ryan. Thanks for getting up early with us.
Good morning, Anjanette.
So did you just hear what Chuck Jones said, that they don't think they've done anything unethical?
I did hear that, and that's a pretty bold statement to make. And I think given the allegations laid out in that 81-page affidavit from the FBI, a lot of that may prove to be untrue.
Okay. It's interesting that he just came out and did an interview and talked about how they didn't do anything wrong. So talk to me a little bit about what your just initial reaction was when the feds unveiled this criminal complaint earlier this week.
So for most of us here in Columbus or around Capitol Square and the State House, everybody knew that Larry Householder and some of the other people involved would play hard. And not a lot of people were surprised when they were accused of going the extra step of bribing people. I want to be clear. A lot of the things that are alleged here, using dark money, that's common and legal. Democrats, Republicans across the state do that. What's not legal is a company and this enterprise Larry Householder was in charge of getting together and agreeing, hey, if you give me this money, I'll do this. That's the part that's illegal. And if the FBI can prove that, and I imagine that they feel confident they can, then some people are going to go to prison.
You used to work for Mike DeWine. We need to put that out there. You worked on his campaign. You worked for him at the AG's office. So earlier this week, he said that he wasn't going to support the repeal of House Bill 6. As we know, passing that is going to cost all of us more on our energy bills next year. He said he wasn't going to support repealing it. The next day he comes out and says, yeah, I think we do need to repeal it. And he said repeal and replace. How can you repeal and replace this when the allegations are that it was all steeped in illegal activity?
So this is tricky, but we kind of have to separate two things. One, there's the bribery and the corruption. That part, that's bad. We know that. But we have to remember what we're talking about here. First Energy is as large an employer in Ohio as Procter & Gamble is down here in Cincinnati. So Governor DeWine and some of these state representatives, especially the representatives who live in these districts, for an example, in Lake County, the nuclear power plant there is the single largest taxpayer, period. Schools, fire department, parks, children's services, all of those levies would ascend. All of those, the schools would, I wouldn't say they'd go bankrupt, but they would be on the verge of shutting down if these plants go away. So that's what's in Governor DeWine's head. I think that first day where he said, well, I don't want to put thousands of people out of a job. I don't want to close down schools. And that's a valid policy. I think upon some further reflection and reading a little bit more, he came to the conclusion that we can do something better, but we have to undo this stain on Ohio.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they feel they can still give that company a bailout when they were, potentially involved or allegedly involved in some type of illegal activity. Ryan Stubenrauch, thanks so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it. And obviously there's going to be more to come. The FBI says obviously it's an ongoing investigation. So again, thanks for joining us and have a great morning.
Hey, you do the same.